Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. In today's video we are going to make a tier list of video games that I have ever played. Without further ado, let's jump right into it. Okay, so this is the tiermaker.com. This is a tier list maker, so if you want to make a tier list of everything, you can go to this website and make your own tier list. So yeah. Before we start, actually I want to put a disclaimer. This tier list video is going to be all about my opinion about video games that I've played. I'm gonna rate these games, all based on my experience of playing and all based on my opinion. So if you disagree, well, you can disagree as much as you can, as much as you want. This is my personal opinion about games that I've played. Okay, let's go. Start from the amazing tier. Let's see. Okay, these are the game lists, by the way. There's more than 100, I guess. These games I have never played. Actually, no, let's not start from amazing. Let's look at the games first. I have never played these games, but I have played Fallout New Vegas. All right, let's Fallout New Vegas is just straight up good. It's not the best Fallout games I have ever played. I guess what makes it less good than other Fallout games because the atmosphere is just too dry. I know it's supposed to be a post-apocalyptic world setting, but it's just too dry, and it just looks bad. Despite everything, the gameplay is good. The story is good. Excuse me, but it just looks, I don't know, man. It looks not that great. It's not bad, but it's not great. Moving on to, let's see, Until Dawn. All right, this one is an amazing game. Until Dawn is cool. It's a great game. It's an amazing game. It is a game where it's a story-based game, so your decision matters. The gameplay is basically you have to choose 2 options or more. There's also quick time events as well, but there's also like roaming mode, and there's actually gameplay in it. But what makes this game amazing is that the story, the characters, they're both amazing. The characters are memorable. The story is well written and it's very rich. The setting is fitting for a horror game. And this is the epitome of the best story-driven game. Not story-driven. Choices game, I guess. That's what they call it. The graphic back then in 2015, I guess this game was released in 2015. This game was amazing. The graphic was outstanding back then. And that's what makes it, those aspects are what make this game amazing. Next game, let's see. I haven't played any of these games. Dota 2 is straight up a good game. It's an online game and I don't have much to say about it. The things about online game is that it's good when you're doing good at a game. It's bad when you just keep on losing. So it's just mediocrely good. It's just good. The next game, Modern Warfare 3. It's I think it's a very good game. What makes this game a good game is because of the story. Call of Duty is the same game over and over again. It's a shooting game, first-person shooting game. But what makes this game different, Modern Warfare 3, is because the story. That's when we play, when we talk about the campaign mode. But when we talk about the online mode, it's just good. But I'm going to rate this game from the campaign mode, and it's very good. The story is different than the other. It's fictional, but it's good, and I like it. Alright, the next game would be... I haven't played any of this game. Mass Effect 3, I guess. Is it 3? No, it's 2. I have played Mass Effect 3. I have never played Mass Effect 2. Watchdog, I haven't played Bloodborne. Shadow of Colossus. Shadow of Colossus is amazing. It's one of my favorite games back when I was a kid, when I was playing on PlayStation 2. Shadow of Colossus is a third-person game. I think it's open world where you play as a person, a man with a horse, and then you have to defeat colossals. like huge monsters made out of stones and flesh, and the monsters are like this. In each part you have to defeat one monster, and each monster have different mechanism to defeat them. That's and back then it was a fun game, and it still is. The graphic back then was awesome for the game was made in 2006. It was outstanding. The gameplay was very rich, very complex, yet it is playable and really fun. I think there is a story, and the story is great as well. I think there's a little bit of plot twist, but I don't want to spoil you guys, so you have to play it by yourself. Despite, I mean, moreover, this game has a beautiful setting. It was in like an open field, and rich, I think, terrain, and I just think this game is amazing. The atmosphere, you can actually feel it. It's kind of like a dark atmosphere, but I think it matches with the game itself. Alright, the next game would be, let's see. Oh, Grand Theft Auto 4. Grand Theft Auto 4, it's just a very good game. It's not the best Grand Theft Auto. No, I think it's good. I'm sorry. It's not the best Grand Theft Auto game, but what makes this game good, I think, is the story. And then the graphic wasn't that great, but it was made in 2008, I guess. So the graphic still looks a little bit, you know, rough to look at, but it's okay. But what makes this game great is that the story and the gameplay, plus the physics. The physics in this game is way too real. They're using, I think, what they called Euphoria physics. It's very real, and it looks good. It looks good to the eyes. I have played Metal Gear Solid 3 or 2. Metal Gear Solid 3, but I know a little bit of it, so I'm just gonna skip right through it. But I have played Assassin's Creed Black Flag, and it's a good game. I mean, Assassin's Creed's all the same, but Black Flag is a pirate assassin, I guess. I don't know much about the story, but it's just good. It's fun to play, I guess. There's nothing much to say about it. It's just the same Assassin's Creed, but with, I think it's not the first game, not the first Assassin's Creed game that has a ship battle, but this one, I guess, is good because it's matches, because the play, I think it was the character's name is Edward Conroy, if I'm not mistaken. He's a pirate, so I guess it matches. That's what makes the games good. That's it, actually. It should be indecent, but it's enjoyable, so it's good. Let's see. I haven't played Doom. Borderlands 2 is a very good game. Borderlands 2 is it's a survival game. It's like Skyrim, but it has weapons, like guns. I think the guns are very diverse too. It looks good. The guns looks awesome. The skins looks great. The art style is unique. If you have ever played Okami, it's similar to that. It has like borders, it's literally borderline. So in the characters, you can see like this comic look, you know. I think that's what makes the game unique. But instead of that, the combat, the battle is really enjoyable and fun to play. The story is actually really good too in Borderlands 2. The characters with their unique skills are also really good, so that's what makes the game very good. The next game would be Dark Souls 3. Dark Souls 3 is a very good Dark Souls game, or Souls game we call it. I think it fixes what is a problem in the previous Dark Souls game, and there's a little bit or a lot more improvements. It has I think it's a better combat mechanism and inventory mechanism in this game than the other Souls games. Okay. Oh yeah, before actually we go any further, this video is going to be very brief. Not very brief, but this video is going to be brief. It's going to be brief. We're not going to talk a lot, but who knows. So yeah, let's just move on. Next would be, is that Shadow? Oh, this is Shadow of War. I have Shadow of War, but I have never played it. Need for Speed, which needs, no, I think, well, Need for Speed is It's a good game. It's a fun racing game. It's not very detailed like Forza Horizon, but sometimes when a game gets too detailed, it's just not as good as the other. You know, it's not as fun. And Need for Speed is actually a very it's fun game, but the thing that makes this just good, not great, not very good, not amazing, is because this game is just keep doing the same thing over and over again. It would be very decent unless this game actually has a complex car modification system, which is really cool for you automatic or automotive fans. Moving on to what is the next game? Let's see. Soul Calibur. Soul Calibur is it's a fun fighting game. It's not very competitive. The gameplay isn't that fun. The combat is not diverse and it's just normal, but it is fun. Next would be let's see, God of War 3. It is a very good game. I love God of War the series. I love Kratos. I love Kratos as a character. This angry, vengeful character. I really love this character. The story, the gameplay are amazing, but not that amazing. It's just good. I wouldn't put it in great or amazing because it doesn't reach that level yet. I think it's not there. It's not there yet. Okay, let's see. Far Cry 3 though. Far Cry 3 is a great game. This game has a great fight. This game has a great. I think it is a FPS game, first-person shooter game. It has, I think, diverse weapons. It has. So you basically play as an American people who went on a field trip to a tropical island, but your field trip actually went wrong because you were attacked by pirates and you have to survive on that island. But then there's a lot of plot twists in there, and you have to pick your own choice. And what makes this game is great is that the story is very deep and it's well written, and that's what makes this game great. Right, the next game would be, let's see, Tetris. Well, I've played Tetris, but it's just good, fun, casual game. That's it. Oh boy, the next. Oh wait, I missed Dark Souls. Dark Souls is just good. It's not as good as Dark Souls 3. Like I said, it has a little bit of flaw that make this game not as fun as Dark Souls 3. And then the next one will be Fortnite. It's just straight up really bad. I don't want to talk much about Fortnite. The next game would be Grand Theft Auto 5. Grand Theft Auto 5 is a very good game. It's, well, the story isn't as good as San Andreas, but the graphic is better because it was made in 2013. Then it was remastered in 2015. I think the physics isn't as good as Grand Theft Auto 4, but it is better than Grand Theft Auto 4 overall. In this game, you actually, the map is bigger and it's, you can explore it not unlimitedly, but you can explore it extremely I don't know how to call it, but you can explore it as long as you want. There's a lot of good stuff in it, and you can actually mod a game and make this game a really cool sandbox game. Moving on, ooh, Yakuza 0. Now this is an amazing game. Yakuza 0 is probably one of the best Yakuza game I've ever played. There's a lot of Yakuza games out there, but Yakuza 0 takes the cake. It is the best game that I've ever played. Why? Because this game, let's talk about the gameplay first. The gameplay is amazing despite how simple it is, but it's really good. It's simple and it matches the game. You know, it's not that complex, but it's just straight up fun. And then the graphic, I think it's just good. It's nothing amazing, but it's just good. The physics also isn't that great, but again, the simplicity makes this game perfect. The story, I think personally, is really, really cool. And then The characters are also memorable. There's a lot of memes, a lot of jokes were made out of this game. Doesn't mean that this game is bad. That means that the game is memorable and lovable by the fans. That's why when a game turns into a meme, it's because the game is memorable and people can... The characters in the game is lovable, and that's why the game becomes a meme, because people love it. And despite that, the game actually isn't that serious, despite how dark and serious the story is. It's Yakuza. I mean, come on, Yakuza is scary, right? But this game has a lot of fun mini games and goofiness in it, and that's what makes the game perfect. It's the balance between serious and goofiness, and then it's combined together and it makes a great game. There's a lot of mini games you can play, and it's very focuses on gameplay, but there's also a lot of cutscene that's very cinematic and enjoyable to watch. Those aspects make this game a great game and the best game I've ever played. What makes this game even better is that this game takes place in Japan. They all talk in Japan, and I love it. That's why. I don't know why I winked. That was horrible. Alright, the next game would be Minecraft. Minecraft is just straight up very great. I think I love Minecraft, actually. It is a great survival sandbox game. It's simple, but it's really good. Throughout the year, this game is evolving and improving themselves, whether it is the graphic or the gameplay. And I think it's great. Minecraft is a lovable game. It's a great game. You can actually speedrun the game, which makes this game a lot fun. Now, if you don't know what a speedrun is basically playing a game as fast as you can. Finish the game as fast as you can. Moving on to... Oh, Monster Hunter World. Oops, excuse me. It is an amazing game. Monster Hunter is... I think it's an RPG game. Third person. So basically in this game you play as a character that you make by yourself, and you try to be a hunter. Doing so, you actually you craft or you gather material from the monster, or from stones, from mines, from plants, and then you have to hunt first in order to make better weapons, better potion, better armor. And in there is grinding, and when you grind, that's when the game is fun. This game does not require you to put a lot of money into it. You just have to buy the game and then play. You don't have to buy an item or anything in this game, because basically all the requirement is inside the game. All the requirement that you need is all inside the game, and you just have to play it, grind all day and night to get better weapon, and then continue on the story. That means that this game has a huge gameplay mechanism that is very enjoyable, so that's why it works. The graphic is amazing. The monsters are unique to look at and very iconic. Rathalos is an iconic monster in this game. And it's just very fun to play. That's just it. Despite how this game can be very infuriating, but when you actually win, it's very rewarding, and that's what makes those aspects what make this game amazing. The next game would be, let's see, Counter-Strike. It's a good game because it's an online game, and it's an old Counter-Strike game, so there's nothing much to say about it. Let's see. I have played Pac-Man, but it's just a decent casual game. That's it. Pong. I've played Pong. It's just a decent game. It's not as fun as Tetris, so... let's see. Oh, Resident Evil 2. I think it's just a good game. It's a a remake from the original one. It has good graphic, very good graphic actually, but the story isn't original, meaning that it's straight up from the original one. The character, yeah, it's okay. I mean, it's a horror, but it is action horror game, which is not a lot of fun to me for a horror game. Next one is Resident Evil 4. Resident Evil 4 is a very good game. It's a good horror game. I think it's the best Resident Evil game, I guess, in a franchise. This game actually is actually is fun to play. I think it's just perfect. The gameplay is good, the story is good, the graphic was actually amazing back then in PlayStation 2, and the character Leon was actually very iconic back then. So yeah, it is a good game, very good game actually. Ooh, Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. This is one of my favorite. Actually, this is my favorite Souls game. Why? Because the combat mechanism here is different. They put stealth mechanism as well in this game, which makes it a lot of fun because I love stealth games. The story also is amazing to me. It is not like an amazing game here for the amazing tier because I just don't feel it. But it is a great game. What makes this even better is because this game also takes place in Japan. They all talk in Japan, and I just love Japanese culture. I'm sorry, I'm a weeb, I know, but next game is Skyrim. Skyrim is a great game. It is open world game, RPG game. This game is janky, a lot of bugs and everything, but despite all that, this game is fun to play. The combat is not too complex. It doesn't look good to look at, but it is fun somehow. This game is a meme as well. That's why, again, people love this game. There's a lot of memorable character, and in this game they only have a little bit of voice actors and actresses, but this game is actually good, and it works with just a small amount of voice actor and actresses. But in conclusion, this game is great. Alright, next game would be, let's see, oh, this game is amazing. The Witcher Wild Hunt is a third-person game, like Skyrim. Skyrim is, you can play it first person or third person, but The Witcher is better. Better fighting, better graphic, better engine, better story, and in this game there is no cheat. In Skyrim there's what is it? A common console where you can actually cheat. So I mean, even though you don't want to cheat, but when you're desperate, you just go ahead and cheat. But in The Witcher you can't. In order to get rich, you actually have to grind. In order to be like, you know, to be better at the game, to get better equipment and whatnot, you actually have to grind. And that's why that's the one thing that I love about video games, is that grinding. You want to keep grinding, you want to put a lot of effort, put a lot of time in the game in order to be good and to be better at the game. That's why I like from a video game, and The Witcher has that. And what makes this game is better, there's a lot of memorable character, pretty characters too, by the way, great story, and the combat is great, and it's satisfying to look at. It's not very detailed, but who cares about detail? I don't, because when the game gets too detailed again, sometimes it just can be annoying. Alright, that's just my opinion. Alright, the next game would be Dishonored. Dishonored 1, not Dishonored 2. I haven't played Dishonored 2. Dishonored 1 is straight up a great game. Like I said, well, let me tell you first that Dishonored game is a stealth game. I love stealth game a lot. This game is a first-person game. You play as... I forgot the character's name, but this game basically is good because there's a really great story in it, a great story in it, and it has a very fun gameplay because you have to, again, you have to be stealthy, but you have powers, superpowers, where you can teleport, you can you can do a lot in this game with the skills. You can do parkour as well, and that's a fun gameplay to me. And yeah, in conclusion, this game is great, really great. Okay, next is let's see, Overwatch. I've played it, but I haven't finished it, so I can't review it just yet. Inside is a great game. Inside is a platformer puzzle game where you play as a little kid. The story, they don't actually tell you the story because there is no voice acting in here, just a little bit like grunting and moaning and stuff like that, but no lines whatsoever. But this game is fun. The puzzles are complex, the graphic actually is simple enough to be good. The gameplay is also fun for a puzzle game. Inside does it correctly. And then the next will be Left 4 Dead. It's 2 is just Left 4 Dead 2 is just a this is a good game. Okay, next would be let's see, Apex Legend. Apex Legend is an online game. It's a battle royale game. To me, it is not good, not decent. It is just bad. I just don't like the game that much. Maybe because I'm bad at it, you know, maybe. Okay, next would be Limbo. Limbo is a prequel, not a prequel. It's just another game that was made by the same developer as Inside. Limbo has this iconic art style where it's black and white. Now in Limbo and Inside, actually they have like 2.5 dimension, so it's either 2D and 3D. Excuse me. You play 2D like it's a platformer game like Mario, but in the same time the graphic looks 3D, so that's why we call it 2.5D. It's unique. These two games actually inspired one of my favorite games, Little Nightmare. In Little Nightmare, I don't think it's in here, but in Little Nightmare it's also similar to Inside and Limbo. It has better story, we can understand it better, but it's not amazing. It's just great. If it was in here, I would put it in great. All right, the next video game is let's see, Outlast. Outlast is a great horror game. What makes this game great than other horror games? Because this game is not all about jump scares. You know, nowadays video games just like boo, jump scares and jump scares here and there. They rely the scares in jump scares, which in jump scares it can be boring when you just keep getting jump scare after jump scares after jump scares. It's just getting really boring. But in this game, they have jump scares, but it's not too much. The scares actually when you are being chased by a monster. By the way, in this game you can't defeat the monster. You have to run and hide, which is realistic. In real life, when you're opposing a monster or a psychopath, you would just run. You don't want to fight. You run and hide until they're gone. In this game, they have that, and it's scary. The music, the atmosphere is really terrifying. That's what makes this game a great horror game. Okay, let's move on to the next one, and the next one would be Getting Over It. This is just a decent game. This game was made to infuriate you, and that's why it's this decent game. Nothing much about it. Okay, I think we're taking too long here, but we're just gonna go for some more. The Sims 4 is a good game. The Sims 4 is a life simulation game where you make a character and then you live their lives. That's it. It's a fun game. You can actually mod the game to be more fun and more explicit. Ooh. More steamy. Alright, the next game would be, let's see, Spore. Spore is a very good game. Basically, this game is about you making a creature from the phase of cells into animal, tribal phase, civilization phase into outer space phase, and it is a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun, really. The next game would be Bully. Bully is a very good game. It's a Rockstar game. Rockstar games like Grand Theft Auto 5 and Grand Theft Auto 4. Bully actually is like a less explicit one. You play as a schoolboy and you try to survive at a school. There's a lot of bully and a lot of terrifying people in there. There's a lot of fun comedy. There's a lot of it has a good story, good fighting mechanism, because it's set place in a student and you play as a it takes place in a school and you play as a student, so you have to actually attend class, and it's a lot of fun. The classes are mini games and it's a lot of fun too. This game is very iconic and it's an icon to my childhood. The next game would be Fallout 4. Fallout 4 is a very good Fallout game. I think I like Fallout 4 better than the Fallout New Vegas. Better graphic, better, less janky. What is it? Physics. The engines are actually good. There's few glitches. There are some glitches, but it's few. The story are also it's not that good, but it is fine, I guess. But it's a very good Fallout 4. I mean Fallout game. What? Okay, next will be Fallout 3. I think this is the same as Fallout 4, but this is similar to Fallout New Vegas, but better. That's it. I just want to make this video brief, but I just can't. Let's see. I guess Warcraft 3. It is a good strategy game with fun gameplay, and the campaign mode also has a great story in it. Right, the next game would be, let's see, CS:GO. It is an online game, but it is a good one. Again, I've told you about online games. Garry's Mod. It's a good sandbox game. You can make animation from it, you can make settings, you can just enjoy the game yourself. You can make like roleplay in this game. It is straight up good to me. Not very good because you can't explore it too much, and I have a decent amount of time playing this game, not much. Okay, let's see. Just Cause 2 is yeah, I think it's just a good Just Cause game. It's fun, but not as fun as another Just Cause. The gameplay is okay. The shooting is terrible. It's not as fun as the other games like Grand Theft Auto. It's just not fun. But the game is like a sandbox game where you explode a lot of things, but it's not that wide. It's not that diverse. It's really limited, unlike Just Cause 3. But I don't think Just Cause 3 is in here, so that's a problem. Ooh, I've missed this one. Hitman Blood Money. Hitman Blood Money is a great game. It's a great stealth game. I think it's one of my favorite Hitman games of all time. The gameplay is good. In this game, you actually have to like strategize before you actually play it. I think that's amazing. I don't think the story is that matters, but the gameplay is totally amazing. It's really like it's a game where you have to be really stealthy. Am I recording? Okay, I'm recording. In other game, you don't really have to be stealthy. Like this 100, you can play roughly, but you know, Hitman, you can't actually do. You can, but it's not gonna be fun. Okay, the next game would be let's see. Ooh, Life is Strange. Life is Strange is amazing. It is like Until Dawn. The game is focused on story, but there's a gameplay where you have to choose between options. You also have an ability, a superpower to rewind time. And that's an amazing part of the game, the gameplay. So when you make a mistake, you can actually rewind, and then you make the right decision, arrangement of events to make a better results. And I think that's really amazing about the game. Okay, this last one is going to be the last game because I still have a lot of games here, but I'm just going to make this brief, even though it's 33 minutes already. So this one is going to be the last one. Let's see. We were here, right? Yeah. Rainbow Six Siege is straight up at good games, nothing much. Oh, NBA 2K20, I guess. This is the first oh no, sport game. NBA 2K20 is a good game, good sport game. This game actually what made me interested to basketball. In 2K20 actually has better graphic, better gameplay, better AI, unlike the other games. Like for example 2K21, I've played it, but it's so bad. The gameplay is so horrible, the AI is messed up. But in NBA 2K20 they did it right. Okay, so that's gonna be the last game that I'm going to review for this tier list. It is long already, so I can't go any further. It's already late, so yeah, this is gonna be the end of the video. Thank you very much for watching, everybody, and yeah, that's it. See you. Inside, you know those games, same type of these kind of games, you know, similar. Man, it's been a long time. I remember